Everyone. So today we traded three stocks today, and we're green in all three. But I wasn't really feeling in the mood to trade today, if I'm being completely honest about it. So what I did is, as I got in, as soon as I hit the goal, I kind of mentally switched off, and I was like, okay, no more trades. I was streaming at the time. I was live streaming at the time. I continued to talk through the stock movement and the price action on various tickers. But once I'd hit the daily goal, that was me done for the day. I just wasn't feeling it today, even though there was some good movement. And I would advise that emotional well-being is something that you take care of, particularly if you're trading. There's a lot of talk around now in terms of emotional well-being, but day trading is quite a stressful job, and it is a job. It is a career. But it can be quite stressful. Going after profits, setting yourself targets day after day after day, and it's just you and the screen. It can have an emotional toll. So on days that you're not feeling it, either don't trade, walk away, take a day off. If you're a trader, if you're a full-time trader like I am, then you don't have to trade. You should, hopefully you're making enough money that taking a day off whenever you feel like it, and that's one of the benefits of being able to work for yourself. Taking a day off whenever you feel like it is going to be advantageous to you, because when you come back the next day, you'll come back all refreshed, and you'll have a better trading mentality for it. So the idea today was to get in, get to my goal, and get out, and that's what I did. So no more trading today. I won't be trading the close. At the moment, right now, it's a little after midday market time, so there's still a lot of the market left. And right now, I'm just not feeling the urge to get back into the market. So, and that's okay. If you don't feel like trading, that's okay. If you've got better things to do with your time, that's okay too. We don't trade because we have to. We trade because we want to. And if you get to a point where you feel like you have to trade, it's time to actually take a step back. You're either getting addicted to the market and the endorphin rush or adrenaline rush of the market, and the likelihood is that's going to lead to big losses, or you find yourself in a financially precarious position and you feel like trading is your only way out. That too is a very precarious position. So just be careful. If you're not feeling it, don't do it. Look after your mental health, look after your emotional well-being first. So today, that's exactly what I did. We traded AERC, that was AERC. We traded Redbox again. RDBX is the ticker for that, and we traded SIDU Space. So SIDU Space had a good catalyst earlier in the week, where it had been announced it was one of the players for a NASA contract. So SIDU Space was moving as well, and those were the three stocks that we traded. We finished just over 5,000 green on the day. So all in all, a good green day, a very good green day. It's not at the levels that I've been hitting over the last couple of weeks, but you know what? I don't care, because this is the level that I believe is my ambitious goal. $5,000 a day sets me on the path to that seven-figure annual target that I've set myself. And if I can achieve that this year, great. If I can't, if I fall just shy, then that will be my target for next year. If I set myself, I've set myself a seven-figure goal this year. If I do achieve it, and I'm back on track to do that now, if I do achieve it, then come January the 1st, I'll be setting myself a new ambitious target, and that's how it goes. I'm very competitive, very ambitious for myself, and that's how I tend to operate. So I'll talk you through the three trades, where we got in, where we got out, the thinking behind it, the indicators that allowed us to see the entries and or exits. And with that, before I do, smash that thumbs up button. It's the only thing I ask. I don't charge for you to learn off my channel. So smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to continue learning how to day trade. and you'll also get notified when I do trade live, which is pretty much every day. But like I say, today I wasn't really feeling it, so I actually started my live stream a little bit later, and once I got green, once I got to my target, I stopped trading. But that's okay. I'm entitled to do that. I'm entitled to look after my own emotional well-being also. So without further ado, here's the three trades I took. And enjoy, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. See you then. So our first trade today was pre-market. It was Redbox, which was the ticker RDBX, and we entered just after the half an hour. So my broker only allows me to trade from 7:30 market time onwards. So I'm kind of it's a disadvantage if I want to trade earlier, but also it's an advantage that I'm not going to be trading earlier. So it's kind of a swings and roundabouts type of scenario that it keeps me in check, but also it can be frustrating if I'm experiencing FOMO at any point. Anyway, we started to see volume started to come in with Redbox, and this move up, it broke the VWAP, and of course I couldn't trade it, but I'm actually calling this out in my Discord. I'm thinking, okay, well, there's a lovely little entry there for the break of the VWAP and the move up. But just as we broke the half-hour mark, we got this lovely pullback as we did that, and we entered on this candle here, and our entry was 1304. So we got in at 1304. We were able to ride this all the way up, and we took profits off. Our first profit was we went in for 10,000 shares. We got filled at and we took profits off at 1336 and 1345. We as it pulled back, we exited the position, and it started to sell off and came all the way back down to the VWAP. And it was a while before we were able to trade this again. We were looking for other entries whilst we were waiting. I did have other things that I was doing at the time, so I wasn't overly what's the word? I wasn't overly alert to the movements of what Redbox was doing. But we did trade it later in the day. I believe after the open was when we traded last traded Redbox. No, we didn't. We didn't trade Redbox after the open. That was it. So it was we moved on to SIDU. SIDU was moving up, and we traded simultaneously with Redbox pretty much at the same time as we did Redbox. So our first trade with SIDU would have been 750-ish. So that would have been not on this chart. So we got in for this move up here. So it had moved up quite considerably overnight. We got in here, and we got in at 679. That's when we got in. So this move up here, it pulled back. So we just held this position at the time, and as it pulled back, we had a stop at the $0.50 level. We thought, okay, we'll look at the $0.50. If it breaks the $0.50, then we'll just get out. So effectively giving it 30 cents. And when it did start to move up, it moved up with some venom, I suppose is the best way to describe it. So it moved up. We took some profits along the way for the break of 7. We re-entered as it pulled back, and then we re-entered. We added to our position as it pulled back, and we moved then up to 850. And that was a really, really good trade for us. And we kind of got out at that stage as it pulled back. So it was on this candle here as it pulled back. We lost a little bit from where we were, but as this candle made its exit, that's when we got out. We did get the exit indicators. We've got the topping tail there, then the red. So I was looking for, I was still holding a position. I was looking for a candle to make a new high, which is why we kept in this. And as it moved up to retest the $half level, it didn't break the $half level after that. So next candle to make a new low. So we got out to 830. So all in all, really good trade. We sort of got to move up, the pullback, and we got in here. Doji pulled all the way back, but on the move back up, we got in new candle to make a new high for the move up. It didn't move all that way up, so we actually lost a bit on this trade, and that can happen. It's not something I'm going to be too despondent about. So at this stage, we're nearly $3,000 up with SIDU. We are $600 up with Redbox, and at the open, we get into the open and we trade AERC again. So at the open, which was 930, we got into AERC and immediately lost some money. And how did we do that? We got in for this move up. So we formed a little bit of an opening range, and I got in here for the break of this opening range that it formed. I could have waited for a wider, a longer time frame, maybe 5 minutes would have been a better one, so that the opening range would have been this full range here. But opening candles, opening range, I got in for the move high. It did move higher, and I added to the position on the way up. I took a little bit of profit there, and then as it came back down, I looked for to buy the dip and a bounce on the VWAP. So it didn't bounce on the VWAP. It did actually move up on the VWAP, and I've added to the position. So we're in a decent size now with AERC, and then it continued to move down. So I exited at the bottom of candle may break a new low here, and I exited there. It continued to move down into a halt and halted downwards. So we were just over $2,000 down, $2,950 down on AERC. So it pretty much wiped out the profits on SIDU, but not to be outdone with AERC. I continued to watch it. We got this support at the green line, what I call the green line, which is yesterday's closing price. A move up, back down, retest it before moving up again. A classic double bottom setup, which is very bullish. So I entered for this candle that made a new high, and I was able to take profits on the way up. And then when it pulled back for the rejection at the VWAP, I was able to re-enter and take some more profits up here at the top. I did see some exit indicators in here. We'd made the money back. Not only we made the nearly $3,000 loss back, but we'd actually started to make profits now. What I did see was these exit indicators. So we've got the topping tail here. Then we got more topping tails. It was looking like it to potentially set up for a flat top. So I didn't mind being in this if it broke that 70-cent range. Ideally, I was looking for 75-cent break, the $0.75. We never did, and then it actually pulled back down. So again, I looked for a bounce. This time it was on the again on the VWAP. So as it started to make its move back up, I entered and took some profits at the top of this candle. And as it started to make lows on the next candle, that's when I actually exited that particular position. So all in all, that was it. That was me done trading for the day. We finished $1,600 up on AERC. We were nearly $3,000 up on SIDU, SIDUS Aerospace, or SIDU Space. I think of Sidious from Star Wars, so SIDUS Space, and $600 up on Redbox. So we didn't even trade the full hour of the market open. Of course, we were talking through many of the moves that were happening, but I wasn't getting in them. I just wasn't feeling it today. I just wasn't in the mood to trade. But that being said, when you've made $5,000, do you need to continue? My advice to anybody, particularly new traders, is that if you've got a daily goal in mind, once you've hit your daily goal, don't overstay your welcome. If you're in a trade, if you're on a stock that's particularly bullish, then by all means, ride it out to completion. But don't overstay your welcome. A lot of the moves today were very choppy, up and down, sideways moves. There was quite a bit of range that you could take advantage of, but it was still very choppy and sideways. So it's very difficult to, to stay profitable. And the spreads on both Redbox and AERC were massive. AERC the spreads were rangy. They were going from, it started when I got into AERC, it was like 5-cent spread. I can deal with a 5-cent spread. That's not too bad on a $20 stock. But it was going up as much as 50 cents at one stage. And they were narrowing and then widening and narrowing and widening. And this is something that you need to take into account. If you're trading a rangy stock, and what I mean by rangy, I mean the spreads are rangy, not the actual price action is rangy. Of course, you want the range of the price action. That's the volatility. But when the spreads are rangy, it just makes it a little bit more difficult to judge your risk and to manage your risk effectively. And sometimes you just have to maybe give a little bit more wiggle room, a breathing room to the trade if that's the case. And it looks sometimes that you're giving a bigger risk to your reward. Maybe you are, but sometimes you have to do that if the stocks are particularly rangy. And that's another reason why I didn't really feel like I was in the zone to trade today. The stocks that I've been trading successfully over the last couple of weeks were not behaving in the same manner as they have done over the last couple of weeks. So I'll take my $5,000 today, and I'll leave it, and I'll be happy, a happy camper. Tomorrow I'll enjoy. I'm going playing in a poker tournament this evening, so we'll see how I get on with that. It's only for fun. It's not professional or anything like that. I'm not a professional poker player, but it's only for fun. So I'll enjoy my evening, have a few drinks, and enjoy the company with friends. And what I'll do is come back tomorrow, 90 minutes before the market open, all refreshed, new mindset, ready to go again. Tomorrow is the last day of the week. It is the last trading day of the week. It's a long weekend for the market. Next week, next Monday, on Monday, it is actually Juneteenth in the US, so the markets are closed. It's a national holiday. So nice long weekend. I'll probably be dropping some educational videos on the YouTube channel. So watch out for those over the weekend. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so you get notifications for when they drop. And I'll see you tomorrow before the market opens. Take care. Keep hustling.